Hello partners and tutor, my name is Wilson Alexander Marin de la Osa, student of the course English 6. Right now I'm gonna present my fairy tale called Keigo David and the Crazy Cow. So let's start. Once upon a time there was a curious boy called Keigo David. He was on the way to see his friend Jacob when he decided to take a shortcut through a way farm. It wasn't long before Keigo got lost. He looked around, but all he could see were trees. Nervously, he fell into his bag for his favorite toy, Chitiba, but Chitiba was nowhere to be found. Keigo began to panic. He felt sure he had packed Chitiba. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he saw a crazy cow dressed in a blue shirt disappearing into the trees. How odd, thought Keigo. For the want of anything better to do, he decided to follow the peculiarly dressed cow. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Keigo reached a clearing. In the clearing were two houses, one made from onion and one made from fries. Keigo could feel his tummy rumbling. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease his hunger. "Hello," he called. "Is anybody there?" Nobody replied. Keigo looked at the roof on the closest house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be unpolite to eat a whole house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the odd fixture or lick the odd fitting in a time of need. A cackle broke through the air, giving Keigo a fright. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a cage. In that cage was Chitiba. "Chitiba!" shouted Keigo. He turned to the witch. "That's my toy." The witch just shrugged. "Give Chitiba back," cried Keigo. "Not on your Nelly," said the witch. "At least let Chitiba out of the cage." Before she could reply, the crazy cow in the blue shirt rushed in front of a footpath on the other side of the clearing. "Hello, big cow," said the witch. "Good morning." The cow noticed Chitiba. "Who is this?" That's Chitiba," explained the witch. "Oh, Chitiba would look lovely in my house. Give it to me," demanded the cow. The witch shook her hand. "Chitiba is staying with me." Excuse me," Keigo interrupted. "Chitiba lives with me, and not in a cage." Big Cow ignored him. "Is there nothing you'll trade?" she asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, "I do like to be entertained. I release him to anybody who can eat a hole from door." Big Cow looked at the house, made from fries, and said, "No problem. I could eat an entire house from fries if I wanted to." There's no need to show off," said the witch. "Just eat one from door and I'll let you have Chitiba." Keigo watched, feeling very worried. He didn't want the witch to give Chitiba to Big Cow. He didn't think Chitiba would like living with a crazy cow, uh, away from his house and all his other toys. Big Cow put on her bib and withdrew a knife and fork from her pocket. I'll eat this whole house, said Big Cow. Just you watch. Big Cow pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from fries. She gulped it down, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. Eventually, Big Cow started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more forkfuls of fries, she grew to the size of a large snowball, and she was a very big as around. Um, I don't feel too good, said Big Cow. Suddenly, she started to roll. She'd grown so round that he could no longer balance. Help! She cried as she rolled off down a slope into the forest. Bitcow never finished eating the front door made from fries, and Chitiba remained trapped in the witch's cage. That's it, said the witch. I win. I get to keep I get to keep Chitiba. Not so fast, said Keigo. There is still one front door to go. The front door of the house made from onion, and I haven't had a turn yet. I don't have to give you a turn, laughed the witch. My game, my rules. The woodcutter's voice carried through the forest. I think you should give him a chance. It's only fair. Fine, said the witch. But you saw what happened to the cow. He won't last long. I'll be right back, said Keigo. What? Said the witch. Where's your sense of patience? You thought you wanted to Chitiba back? Keigo ignored the witch and gathered a hefty pile of sticks. He came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully, he broke off a piece of the door of the house made from onion and toasted it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, he took a bite. He quickly devoured the whole piece. Keigo sat down on an early log. You fell, cackled the witch. You were supposed to eat the whole door. I haven't finished, explained Keigo. I'm just waiting for my food to go down. When Keigo's food had digested, he broke off another piece of the door made from onion. Once more, he toasted his food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. He ate it at a leisurely pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Keigo was down to the final piece of the door made from onion. Carefully, he toasted it and allowed it to cool just a little. He finished his final course. Keigo had eaten the entire front door of the house made from onion. The witch stamped her foot angrily. You must have tricked me, she said. I don't reward cheating. I don't think so, said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing, carrying his axe. This little boy won fair and square. Now hand over Chitiba, or I will chop your broomstick in half. The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, huffing, she opened the door of the cage. Keigo hurried over and grabbed Chitiba, checking that his favorite toy was alright. Fortunately, Chitiba was unharmed. Keigo thanked the woodcutter, grabbed a quick souvenir, and hurried on to meet Jacob. It was starting to get dark. When Jacob got to Jacob's house, His friend threw his arms around him. I was so worried, cried Jacob. You're very late. As Keiko described his day, he could tell that Jacob didn't believe him. So he grabbed a napkin from his pocket. What's that? Asked Jacob. Keiko unwrapped a doorknob made from fries. Pudding, he said. Jacob almost fell off his chair. The end. Thank you so much. Bye bye.